Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Life and Beyond. Today, I'm going to talk about an issue that had been a really major issue for me during the earlier years of my life and the techniques which I used to overcome them, more or less. There is a Joe Andrew quote which says, "The difficult decisions are not between the good and bad or the right and wrong, but between the two rights and the two goods." We all know that it's very easy when it is between right and wrong. But when it's between two rights, what would you do? For me personally, school life was very simple. There was no much decisions involved. I know it's not like that anymore. But as soon as I started joining MBBS, life became more or less dependent on my decisions and I had to make those decisions. And when I finished my studies and joined as a gynecologist, every seemingly small decision had a major impact on either the mother or the baby or both. And as a mom, every decision that involved my kids had something huge at stake. Whether I can let them watch that series for 30 minutes or whether I had to stop them right then and there. And during the so-called me time, whether to relax and binge on a Netflix series or to work and put effort on my side hustle. Everything seemed to be like a decision. And it was not that one is right and the other is wrong, but they are two different things actually. And if everything goes well in the end, we say, yes, it was a right decision. Even we ourselves and everyone around us applaud. But if it didn't go right at the end, then everything comes back. It could have been, it should have been, it would have been, and the cycle goes on. And there is one peculiar thing. In retrospect, everything seems so simple, right? How could you have gone wrong? That seemed so straightaway decision. But in the prospect, nothing could be tougher. I have faced all this for a very long time, and luckily, I got into some techniques which helped me to make a little bit better decisions in my life. Let me share with you. The first and the foremost fundamental in decision making process is to have a background knowledge. Now we are at a point in our life where we have two different options. If we take these two different options, they lead to two different paths which have two entirely different set of consequences. So, to analyze them objectively, don't emotionalize either path, but analyze them objectively, being a third person, neutrally analyzing both the options and seeing what will work out and what will not, is a seemingly very simple but effective method for a decision making process. And if needed, sit down with a pen and paper. As you can see, thoughts can be hazy, but when you start writing it down, things become more clearer. Here, the disclaimer is, don't do so much research that all you do is just research, because we can never know 100%. The second important thing, which has helped me a lot personally, is something I don't know if you'll agree or not, but still. It is to trust your intuition. In many cases, in many decisions in my life where I was not able to scientifically assess the pros and cons of each option, intuition has worked a lot for me. But here also I would say, trust your intuition. Don't just ignore your intuition, but also don't act the second next. Just sit with your intuition, analyze it a bit, and make sure that you are not grossly wrong. And if you are even a little bit right in your intuition, then the possibility is that things will turn out right. Always ask what is at stake and what is the regrettability quotient. The regrettability quotient is something that's very important, because even if you are not too right in going that path, if you don't have that regrettability, oh, I don't regret making that decision. If you don't have that regret, then believe me, you are settled. So always ask what is at stake and what is the regrettability quotient, and also learn to trust your intuition a little bit more. the chances are more often it would be right rather than wrong. The third and my most personal favorite technique is to follow your heart. You see, only when you reach at the end can you know whether the decision was right or wrong, isn't it? Danish theologian Soren once said, life can only be understood backwards, but it has to be lived forwards. So, whatever decision we make, we are not sure whether it was the right decision or the wrong till we reach the end. Then, why don't we do what appeals to us the most? Even when the choice is between to watch a Netflix series and to go work out, what you really want to do is to do the workout, isn't it? Just because you're not able to make yourself get up from that sofa and do the workout, only because of that you are choosing to binge on that Netflix series. So ask yourself what you really want to do in your heart. And if you are absolutely honest and truthful with yourself, your heart will tell you what it is that you want to do, and then just follow it. Life is that simple. And in deciding what you want to do really in your heart, don't give in to others' opinion or suggestions a lot. Having told this, let me tell you, whatever others say or think about what you should do, they are absolutely right. Don't get me wrong, they are absolutely right in what they say or think, but from their perspective. You are not going to live your life according to their perspective, aren't you? So always be open to suggestions, but what you decide, let the decision be 100% yours. For that, follow your heart. Another very powerful and useful technique in the decision making process is to know your why. What is the reason that you are choosing to go down that path? I once heard an interview of a motivational speaker. He had a totally unhealthy lifestyle at the start, and one day he suddenly collapsed. He was rushed to the emergency, given all the medications and stuff. And after a lot of investigations, it was realized that he needed medications, of course, but he also needed an acute change in his lifestyle. But the doctor treating him had a different approach. He called him in and he asked about his kids. The speaker told him that he had a daughter aged 9 or 10. And the doctor told him a very powerful sentence. He told him, if you don't want some other man to walk your daughter down the aisle for the marriage, better change your lifestyle. And the speaker says he has never ever for a single day missed his diet or workout after that. If you have a very strong reason to go down the path which you are planning to go, then believe me, you won't need any other intrinsic or extrinsic motivation to drive you in that path. But you have to have that very strong personal, emotional reason why you are going to pursue this decision or that. And once you make that decision, own it 100%. Take responsibility of that decision. Don't blame anyone or anything if that decision doesn't seem right as you go down the path. Always stay focused in your decision, but be flexible. If along the way you see that a small detour would help you better, then always take that detour. But again, don't emotionalize. Analyze it. Make sure that you are taking that detour or you are taking the other option for a very good reason, and go ahead with full confidence. And the most important thing, if I could tell you in this video, is this. You don't have to decide always. Believe me, at the start, you will feel that you have to decide every single step of your life, but it is not so. There are a lot of things, in fact, there are more things than not, where you can just let go. There is no need to decide for each and everything that happens in your life. If you don't do anything, most likely the things will get cleared on their own. If still there is something remaining, then see if it's worth your decision to make, and then go ahead with your decision. Always choose your battle wisely. Don't make every problem a war. So let me know how you feel about this video, and let me know if you have additional techniques for decision making. That would really help me a lot. Till we see with another video, stay safe and take care.